Yeah, yeah. Roll up the green, hit the links with RGB. Pitch Putt and Puff, it's our podcast scene. Talking Burton Bogies, hole in one dream. Golf cart cruising, we're the illest team. Pitch Putt and Puff, light it up, hit the rough. Every swing's a story, we can't get enough. Hazards and hard times, we know it's tough, but we live for the game, fam, that's our stuff. Got my clubs in the trunk, blunt in the front. Tee off in the noon, cause we don't bunt. Discuss in the course, weed strains for lunch. Straight shooters on the greens, not a front. Pitch, Putt and Puff, light it up, hit the rough. Every swing's a story, we can't get enough. Hazards and hard times, we know it's tough, but we live for the game, fam, that's our stuff. Smoking aces, laces tied tight. With a puff we fly, elevate the night. Golf ball soaring, higher than a kite. Fairway to heaven, shining real bright. Pitch, Putt and Puff, light it up, hit the rough. Every swing's a story, we can't get enough. Hazards and hard times, we know it's tough, but we live for the game, fam, that's our stuff.
And welcome back to another episode of the Pitch Putt Puff Podcast. My name is Roger, aka RGB. I appreciate everybody tuning in for this 19th whole episode. Gonna be rounding out the season here with a quick recap. But before we do that, we're gonna give a shout out to a few sponsors. Starting off with Back 9 Botanicals. Go check out back9botanicals.com. Use promo code TPUF10. TPUF10 will save you 10% on the best CBD gummies in the golf game. They got the Moonlight Mulligan, the Birdie Boost, the Tea Time Sunrise, the Players Blend. They also have the Muscle and Joint Rub Stick, as well as the THC Shooters, where you can find the strawberry, orange, and passion fruit. So go check out back9botanicals.com. Use promo code TPUF10. Like I said, TPUF10 will save you 10% at checkout. Also good on their merch with their hats, t-shirts, golf towels, divot tools, golf balls, etc. So go check them out at back9botanicals.com. We also have Athletic, ATHLETHC.com. Go check them out. They have the 2 milligram microdose THC mints, where you can find the Power Flow and the Rebound and the Variety Pack. Highly recommend getting your hands on the Variety Pack, where you can find the one that best suits you and go from there. So go check them out. Athletic, ATHLETHC.com. Use promo code PUFF and find yourself a special discount. And then we got my man over at the Puff Pack. Go check out the Puff Pack, the best way to carry around your pre-rolls. The Puff Pack holds 2 pre-rolls, a lighter. You can't go wrong. Perfect for the golf course. Perfect for everyday use. Make sure you guys go check them out. Puffpack.co. Use promo code PUFF20 to save yourself 20% over there, and let them know the Pitch Putt and Puff crew sent you. And then last but not least, my guy John over at Mulliganware, Mulliganware _ on Instagram. Click the link in the bio. It'll take you right to his site where you can find some dope hats, hoodies, polos. It's cold out there. You want that hoodie, so make sure you go get your hands on the hoodie. Use promo code PUFF10. PUFF10 will save you 10% at checkout. And keep an eye on his Instagram page. Always has some great deals going on over at Mulliganware _ All right, so this is it. Week 9, the last week of the season. It was a good, fun weekend. Weather didn't bring us the greatest weather, but it was a mix of good vibes, good golf, a little green on the fairway, and it was a fun one. It was a fun one overall. Overall, a good season. But at that time, again, the sun's setting earlier, the greens are slowing down, and the chill air means one thing: golf season's coming to a wrap. So roll one up, pack one up. Let's take a walk down memory lane and talk about what went down this season with the Pitch Putt and Puff, and what's to come for next season and the off season here. So what a ride the season's been, man. From those early spring rounds where we're kind of just shaking off the rust and trying to find our way to midsummer form and really move up and down the rankings in the Pitch Putt and Puff, especially. But overall, you just want to get out there and definitely play some good golf. It's been one for the books. It really has. It's been a great season, a fun season. We had a lot of fun this year. Charlie pretty much became a full-time guy of the crew. We didn't get Mikey and Ant-Man out there as much as I'd like. Mikey's been extremely busy with work, so I'm hoping next season we can definitely get him out there a little bit more. And it was also cool to get a chance to play with some guys I've networked with on throughout the podcast and the cannabis scene. I had a chance to play with my man Paul from Breakfast Connections, obviously the Helium Boys. So it's been fun to collaborate both worlds and collaborate the golf and the cannabis side of things. And we had some really good conversations this year on the podcast, not only about the golf culture, but about cannabis and how the two are slowly merging into something that really makes sense. And I'm starting to see that more and more in the golf side of things, which is really cool. And I have some plans for this off season. Don't want to officially announce anything yet, but stay tuned. We will be having, pretty sure we're going to be hosting an event coming up here in the wintertime, the VIP invite only. So we will do some raffles for kids and stuff like that to make it interesting, but stay tuned for that. It's going to be something fun we do here coming up in the off season. But it's been cool seeing people wake up to the idea that golf doesn't have to be stiff, exclusive, country club style, or serious 24/7. It can be fun. It can be chill. It can even be a little hazy. It was a little foggy out there in the course, and more than one way out there with us today. So this season wasn't just about playing golf. It was about really like trying to redefine the game in a different way. And hopefully people are starting to take notice of what the Pitch Putt Puff crew is trying to do and trying to just make, the cannabis side of things a little bit more, not necessarily exclusive, but, bring a little recognition to it out here in the Capital District, especially. So it's just a vibe, something we're trying to do, and hopefully we can continue to grow the golf game in the cannabis world here in the 518. So we'll see what happens as we continue to move on here in the future. But you've listened to me since day one. You already know what we're about here, golf and cannabis, obviously, and you seem like total opposites, but to some people, but for us, they kind of go hand in hand. I mean, the whole crew this season, I saw the shift happening everywhere. More courses relaxing, more people embracing the vibe side of golf. It's not about being a rebellion anymore. It's about balance. You take a puff, you take a breath, you take a swing. You're in the moment. You literally lock into that. 5-10 seconds you're standing over the ball. That 1/10 of a second you're actually locked into what you're doing, and that motion of the swing where there's no going back. That's really the 1 second that you zone out in those 18 holes. Every shot. So finding that clear balance is a big part of golf. And that's what the Pitch Putt Puff stands for, man. Slowing down, laughing off the bad shots, and appreciating the quiet moments between the swings and the jokes and the camaraderie amongst the guys. I mean, that's as you get older, and if any youngsters are listening, you're going to see when your friends start to have families and kids and responsibilities, you don't get a chance to really get out there anymore. So the fact that we can establish something like we do every Sunday morning with the Pitch Putt and Puff and get 8, 12 guys out there consistently and really make something happen of it is really cool. And it's a cool thing that we can continue to do. I'm really looking forward to the 2026 season, but overall this season, I'm going to try to get a couple of the guys on. We'll do maybe a little bit of a recap show where I can get something planned and figure out a good date and time to maybe get Scrounge, Anth, Jay, get Jay to make an appearance, get Kev on here. It's been a while since Kev's been on. Fairway's traveling to Aruba, hopefully. Not quite sure if his flights are connected with the FAA shutting down. And let's see who else we can sneak onto the podcast here. But let's talk some highlights because there was a ton this season. First off, the episode that really hit with you guys was the Rise of the Stone Golfer. Is golf the next great stoner sport? Those two were pretty good episodes. I got a lot of good feedback on those. They started real dialogue about where the game is headed. They were kind of just unscripted moments, random stories that I was thinking about and something different to talk about on the podcast. And when I started, I noticed getting a little bit more feedback, and it made people a little bit interested in even stepping onto the golf course and getting uncomfortable with something. A lot of people when they come to play golf, they're not good. It's just part of the game. You come out, it looks easy as hell, but you can't hit the ball straight. You see guys hitting it 200 yards, you're barely hitting it. It's a confidence builder. It's something that when you get out there and take a puff, you can kind of relax and just enjoy the moment. So I did have a couple people hit me up and say, this listening to you makes me kind of want to try to start playing golf because it's kind of just sounds like a vibe. And that's really what we're looking for here on the PPP. But, every single time, though, when I get these messages, it always does circle back to golf. The ones where 1 minute we're talking swing tempo and the next we're debating if the ball knows it's going to the hole. That's what makes this show fun. It's real. It's raw. It's just what we do. We try to keep it uncut and as natural as possible here at the PPP. And bringing into one of the last segments here is we're going to talk about lessons we learned from the season. There's one thing the season taught me that golf and life alike, it's all about patience. You can rush the process. You can force a perfect swing. Sometimes the more you try to control it, the worse it gets. So for me, for example, I'm out there all the time practicing, getting rounds in with Hank and fairway 3-4 times a week. And sometimes that practice hurts me because I'm picking up those bad habits and not necessarily fixing what I'm doing wrong. So it becomes a little bit of a hassle out there for me, and you have to continue to readjust at certain points. I'm hitting the driver, for example. We had a round today, hitting the ball great, certain holes, other holes popping it up, shanking it to the right, shanking it to the left. There's no consistency into what I'm doing with off the tee. Extremely frustrating. So we're gonna go see my man over at Evan over at HVI Golf and get a little tune up this off season and see what we can do going forward. But it's been a lot of overall changes like that when it comes to the over practicing, but sometimes you just got to loosen your grip and literally loosen your grip physically and mentally, and things start to flow. Take a puff, settle down. Golf teaches you humility. It teaches you gratitude. It teaches that even when you're in the rough, there's always a way back onto the fairway. So you got to just stay patient, poised. Learned this from a basketball coach as well when I was growing up. Shout out Coach Barr, RIP Coach Barr, recently passed. Patience and poise. It was one thing I learned in sports that I really correlated to life in general, and it correlates to golf more than ever. You just got to be patient, even if it's not your day. Keep chopping away. There's always that back nine where you can hopefully turn it around and make some things happen out there. And maybe, just maybe, a puff or two helps, and you can see the perspective a little bit clearer. Now that we're rolling into the off season, it's time for that weird part of the year when the clubs start to go into hibernation. We all start to pretend like we're going to go work on our swing indoors. But honestly, the off season is its own kind of therapy. It's where the ideas grow. It's where the pitch putt puff vision kind of starts to evolve. Okay, which way am I going to take this off season? Is it going to be more of a cannabis related podcast? Is we going to really dive into episodes in the golf side of things? Are we going to dive into more just individuals of the pitch putt and puff and their background? So it gives me a few options and kind of decide where I want to go. I think I have a good general idea where I want to go with this going forward. Mentioned it in the past, but I see it in the numbers when I have certain podcasts and what you guys are interested in. So probably going to continue to go down that way. There'll definitely be more stories, more experiments, maybe even a few new segments coming your way with when the snow falls. We're not disappearing by any means. We're just going to shift gears. And next season, it's going to be bigger ideas, better ideas, and even more laughs guaranteed, and even more community involvement. That's a big focus I want to roll into in 2026. I definitely want to get a little bit more involved in the community. And before I sign off, though, this is going to be a quick one because just want to get something out there as the end of the season hits here. Before I sign off, I just want to say thank you. I want to say thank you to. We'll start off with everybody at Freer Park, from Josh, Greg, Joe, Timmy, Matt, the whole crew. Awesome season. We had a hell of a time up there. We literally have the best course in the Capital District at a municipal level. The only one that can hold a candle to it, in my opinion, is Bethpage. And that's obviously a top-tier PGA course. I'd like to see some of the pros come putt at Freer Park and see what they would do up there. But seriously, all seriousness, shout out to the guys taking care of us every which way. Tee times, just the maintenance of the course, the just overall, downright just cool guys and no bullshit, and always making sure the Pitch Puff crew is taken care of. We greatly appreciate you guys and really looking forward to seeing you next year. And also the crew. Got to give you guys a major shout out. Like I said prior, always showing up every Sunday. Really, the bitching and complaining has stopped, which has been great. Adding guys like Upstate Anthony, Charlie in the mix now, Scrounge getting there all the time, Bogey, Hank, Fairway. It's a fun, Parisi, Kev, Jay. We got the consistent crew out there week in, week out. Makes it easier for the rankings. Makes it easier to put teams together when we're doing scrambles. Makes it just easier for me in general. I don't have to go chasing guys. I appreciate that. And appreciate just overall having fun, man. You guys come there to have a good time and leave the bullshit at home. And last, I want to thank all the listeners. Everybody's tuned in all season long. Without you guys, it's not really worth doing it, but it's been super dope for the feedback I've been getting lately, which is really cool. Seeing people become more interested in golf that, they might have been just on the cannabis side of things, but now it's to the point where like, wow, this is kind of sounding like something fun to do where you can kind of just go hang for a couple hours and zone out and have a good time and enjoy a nice summer day, man. Like literally get outside. Like I was a kid, I was outside all the time, never had a tablet in my hands, none of that shit. So get outside, enjoy it. And we're to everyone, like I said, thank you to everyone who hit me up with their stories from your rounds, and you're thinking about picking up the clubs. But the Pitch Putt Puff started as an idea between just some friends, and now it's starting to become a real community, a space for people to love the game and love the cultures, which is dope to see. And we just want everybody to enjoy golf in their own way. It doesn't have to necessarily be cannabis related. If you want to get out, just get out on the golf course, or if you just want to enjoy cannabis, that's cool too. You want to go to the driving range. You don't have to necessarily get on the course, just go whack some balls around. Bring your ball with you, something to that extent. So there's options out there for everybody. And so yeah, here's to another year of birdies, bogeys, and blunts, to the highs, the hooks, the hilarious moments in between. We had a great time this year at the Pitch Putt Puff, and the season might be over, but the spirit of the Pitch Putt Puff is definitely year-round. So we'll be back with another episode for you this week. I might sneak in a bonus episode considering it's the end of the year, and hopefully get a couple guys on to tell some stories. And then I also have to do the end of the year rankings where I have all the scorecards from this year. So I will be taking some time this week, now that I won't be out on the course, breaking all that down and seeing where the numbers lay out and see where everybody placed according to scores. And then maybe I'll have guys text me on the side their rankings for like a coach's poll and see where everybody pans out there. So appreciate everybody tuning in once again. Like I said, without you guys, it's not possible. Appreciate the sponsors as well and the Pitch Putt Puff crew. We will see you guys on Wednesday with another episode of the Pitch Putt Puff.
Roll up the green, hit the links with RGB. Pitch Putt and Puff, it's our podcast scene. Talking Burt and Bogies, hole in one dream. Golf cart cruising, we're the illest team. Pitch Putt and Puff, light it up, hit the rough. Every swing's a story, we can't get enough. Hazards and hard times, we know it's tough, but we live for the game, fam, that's our stuff. Got my clubs in the trunk, blunt in the front. Tee off in the noon, cause we don't bunt. Discussing the course, weed strains for lunch. Straight shooters on the greens, not a front. Pitch, Putt and Puff, light it up, hit the rough. Every swing's a story, we can't get enough. Hazards and hard times, we know it's tough, but we live for the game, fam, that's our stuff. Smoking aces, laces tied tight. With a puff we fly, elevate the night. Golf ball soaring, higher than a kite. Fairway to heaven, shining real bright. Pitch, Putt and Puff, light it up, hit the rough. Every swing's a story, we can't get enough. Hazards and hard times, we know it's tough, but we live for the game, fam, that's our stuff.